Than access modifier, well, when we are defining variables and the functions, we define who can reach that data. We have already seen public and private, but actually Java has two more access modifiers. So what are those? Which is, one of them is the protected, and the other one is a default when you don't write anything. So each of them has different accessibility limits. What does it mean? Like when I define a variable public, or define a variable or a method public, it means that if I define it in class, also if this is in package, in one package, and this is in another package, in another package I can still access it. So everyone can access the public ones. For the private is exact opposite. What it means is I can only access it within class A, but not in class B, not in class C, not at all. Now, what are the protected and default? Now, for the default case, it means that I can access it if the classes are within the same package. So I can access it from class B, but I cannot access it from class C because it is in a different package. Now, the protected has a slight difference, and actually we didn't come to that point, but in the protected one, this figure is a bit misleading actually. Class B can access it because it is in the same package. In class C, we will see the topic of inheritance in the following lectures. But if class C extends class A, then we can access it also in other packages. But if they do not, then we cannot access it. That part. So when we are defining it, again, we either say public int. So we first put the access modifier, whether public, protected, private, and so on. Same for the functions. And then we define the other parts. And from a access modifier summary, like the least accessible one is the private. We can access it only within that class. And then default comes in, so we can access it within the class and within the package. Then the protected comes, we access it class, package, and if it is a subclass of that, we'll come to this term when we are talking about the inheritance in other packages also. And for the public, we can access it in all places. I will memorize it. I want you to internalize it. So I'll open my. So what we do is I'll create two classes, actually three classes, if my computer allows. But first, I want to create a package for that. Okay, so I'll go to this source file, and then I hit right-click, new, and then I'll say package. Okay. So this will be like a folder. Maybe I'm just now making it up. Let's say that here I will put just AI packages. Okay, so AI tools will be here. So I'll say, okay, this is AI tools. Okay, I'm just making up that part. And then the other one is I'll put one more. Maybe we will put all the data related to database operations in another package. So I'll just say this is the database operations. Operations. All right. Now I have these two packages. Then within those packages, I'll put two classes. One of them is, for now, I'll just say A. Okay. And then I'll put another one, which will be B. So another class, which is B. Oops, B. And then in my database operations package, I will put another class, which is C. Now, when I open this class A, you notice that now it says package AI tools because it is in the package AI tools. Then I have this class B. It's also in the same package. But in class C now it is a different one. Now within class A, I will create three or actually four different variables, which is one of them is public, and I'll say public variable. I'll do a copy paste first, then change it. Then I would like to have one private, one protected. For the default, I will not write anything, so that's default. So then I need to also change their names. This is private, this is protected, and then this is the default one. Then let's define a function here just to see what we mean by accessibility. So if we have this kind of a function here, I am able to use it, access it, change it in all places. Like I can print public var, I can change it to private var to some value, and I can also do it for all of them. Like I can change the protected var, I can change it, I can use default var also, all of them. So because it's in the same class. Now let's go to class B and then see which ones are applicable for us. Now again, I'll create a class here, a function, sorry, just to be able to write the code there. Okay, and then now I'll create an object A, okay, which is actually the other class, this one. So I'll just use the default constructor, so I will say this one. Then let's see which ones are accessible for me, okay. So I can say a dot public var, so I can access it. Okay, I'll just make a copy paste. Then can I use default? Yes, I can. Can I use protected? Yes, I can. Can I use private? I'll try it. I'm getting an error. It is not accessible. I cannot change it. I cannot use that one through here. So this will not work here.